A sinkhole threatens to swallow homes in Macomb County ahead of a fix that will be lengthy and costly. Was it years of mismanagement that caused it? The new head of Macomb Public Works, Candice Miller, is here. And the world media starts to descend on Cobo for the auto show. Yes, they're covering a show, but they're also covering a revolution. Today is Sunday, January 8th, 2017, and this is Flashpoint.
Hi, welcome to Flashpoint. Great to have you with us this morning. And if you're among the thousands of journalists from around the world arriving in Detroit for the press previews, which start today, a special Motor City welcome to you. Many of those journalists are coming straight from the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, which has become very much a mobility showcase. Add it to these 2 weeks ahead in Detroit, and you got a very good look at the state of the art of getting around. We've talked about mobility quite a bit on this program. Just last week, we talked about it being one of the key storylines of 2017. Well, today we'll talk about the two big pieces of this topic. First, what is happening in this so quickly connected and increasingly autonomous world? And second, what place will Detroit have in that world? That's coming up this morning as we get you ready for the unveilings and excitement at the North American International Auto Show. But up first, Macomb County residents may be wondering what in the world is going on in their community. Federal investigations of corruption in government, a full-blown war of words between the mayor of Warren and the county executive over landfill issues at Freedom Hill, and now an enormous sinkhole in Fraser threatening homes in the immediate area and water in homes far beyond Fraser. A lot of it falls in the lap of the new Public Works Commissioner, and you wonder if Candice Miller has had any second thoughts about trading Congress and its chaos for a job that was faced with crisis from day one. She's up first today on Flashpoint. If you thought Candice Miller was trading all of the craziness on Capitol Hill for a nice, quiet gig back in her home of Macomb County, think again. It's been nothing quiet about the first few days of her tenure as the Macomb County Public Works Commissioner. Thank you very much for coming, Congresswoman. Good to have you with us.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here.
Congratulations on your new job, I guess. This has been a little chaotic, but it's also a terribly serious matter.
It really is, and it has been a bit of baptism by fire for me.
Yeah.
But I'm on the job, I'm ready for the job, I'm up for the job, and we are going to get this thing fixed because, as you say, it's a terrible situation for not just the residents of Fraser, but potentially there's 150,000 houses, about 400,000 people that actually go through this interceptor. Their waste goes through this interceptor, so it's an enormous scope. You got
an emergency declaration from the governor on Friday. That opens up some new avenues for help. You also got that second line figured out the last part of last week, which will, I guess, because one of the broader concerns here was dumping sewage into the Clinton River without a sewage system to carry it to the water treatment plant. So where are we right now?
Well, that actually did happen, and very unfortunately, they had to dump raw into the Clinton River during Christmas, actually, on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, because there was, this thing happened right at that time. They didn't have the ability for a temporary bypass or pumping or what have you, and it was either that or backing it up into people's basements. So that was a very bad thing to happen. We never want that to happen again. So in the interim, we've been putting in a couple of pumps. We just got those installed, and we are in the process now. We are going to build a temporary bypass around this interceptor. This is an 11-foot high interceptor, just to give you the size of this pump. And there's been three...
You could drive a truck through this pipe.
Literally, yes, it's enormous.
Yes.
And so we're going to put this temporary bypass in, which is about 6,000 feet, that has to be constructed over the next 3 to 4 weeks. Hopefully by the first week of February, we will have this temporary bypass in. Once that's in, we can stop the flow, shift the flow, if you will, to the temporary bypass. Then we can finally get in and see exactly what has happened in the pipe, the scope of the size of the sinkhole, and then really what has happened to cause this failure. So
we don't really know what ultimately this is going to cost to fix. The emergency declaration helps open up some pathways to financing, but who ultimately is responsible for this? And I know you've been on a big drill down because this goes back decades.
Well, it does. First of all, this is what we call the MID, the Macomb Interceptor District, and there are 11 Macomb County communities in the MID. So the ratepayers in the MID are going to be responsible for paying for the fix here. But that's why we've asked for the emergency declaration. County Exec Hackle and I have been we're on the hunt for cash. Let me just put it that way, right? We are looking at everywhere and anybody that can help us assist. So the emergency declaration, and we're so appreciative of the governor moving so quickly on that, will open up perhaps I'm not for sure, but other pots of money, whether that's a state revolving fund, whether that could be perhaps federal highways for the 15-mile road reconstruction, those kinds of things.
Is this does this show us where we are on a problem that we keep talking about infrastructure, aging infrastructure in America? Or as you've gone back and looked at it, was this about bad decisions about maintaining what we have?
Well, it's both. You know, really, I think, first of all, we don't think enough about what's underground, right? We know infrastructure above ground. You run into a pothole, you feel it, you know you have to fix it. But we don't think about what's out of sight here. But it does have a huge impact on our quality of life. We saw it in Flint. Now we're seeing it here. But to tell you the truth, we sort of think we are understanding. Now, this is a theory, and we won't know till we can televise this in another several weeks. But apparently what happened with this pipe, there's been 3 sinkholes.
Sinkhole, yes.
There was one in 78, in 04, and now 16.
Right.
17. So back in 78, a contractor put 13 bores into this pipe. 11 of them, and they were like 2-inch bores at the top and the bottom of this pipe. Not to get too much in the weeds, but they put these 11 holes in this pipe, and then they were looking to see what had happened, I guess. But they also put 2 other bores in it. And so first of all, where these 11 holes were, was the collapse in the first one, the first sinkhole.
Created a perfect break line.
And the other one, which they did upland a little bit, is right in the middle, if you look at a box on this pipe, of where the break was in 04. And guess where the last one is? It is right in front of this house that everyone's watching, that is sinking into the hole at Eberline Drive and 15 Mile. And so we think that by having that done, it compromised the integrity of the pipe. And then over the decades, I mean, you're looking back 40 years, that you've had this very fine silt has gotten into these holes, the borings. It sort of undermines the soil underneath it. There's nothing to support the pipe. Boom, you have a collapse, and the sinkhole follows on top.
A couple of things I want to get to quickly. You had a very bitter political race against the former Public Works Commissioner, Anthony Morocco. It's my understanding that you have had absolutely no contact, no help with anyone from him or his office in making the transition in the middle of this crisis.
That's correct. We had zero transition. I mean, he never called me after the election. I don't really care about that, but they never spoke to us. In fact, we were told that there was an edict issued that none of them were to talk to us, and that we would just get the keys on January the 1st. So, you know, I went around there. We were putting our team together, and then, of course, when this thing happened on Christmas Eve, and listen, I'm not whining about that. People don't care about that, but you know, it was a bit of a stumbling block to us getting information.
Sure.
And
we've talked a lot about the peaceful transition in Washington. Maybe we need to be paying attention to the one in Macomb County.
Yeah.
We've also got a very bitter feud between the county executive, Mark Hackle, and the mayor of Michigan's 3rd largest city, Jim Fouts in Warren. Yeah. They've been fighting over the situation at Freedom Hill. Something else that comes into your purview. Is there a dangerous situation in this landfill situation at Freedom Hill? No.
There is no threat to the public at Freedom Hill. The engineers will tell you now that they've looked at it all, that none of this leachate has been migrating, and there's no threat to the health or safety or welfare of anybody in Macomb County. And yes, there was something done out there with putting a berm. They were trying to deflect the lights from Freedom Hill, from the residents back there, and they should have had a permit probably from the DEQ, although they did have one from the Public Works, I think, or in Sterling Heights, whoever they got the permits from. Anyway, long story short, the contractor is going to be fixing the work that they did out there. And
you're not concerned about the health issues there?
Not at all.
We've also watched arrests, indictments in a number of municipalities in Macomb County, and I'm wondering if you've got a view or a thought yet on whether there's a culture of corruption in Macomb County.
Well, you know, when I ran for this office, let's just say, you know, there was a lot of ads that I was running, quite frankly,
yes.
And then talking about pay to play that was happening and a culture that needed to stop. I will tell you that one of the chief political operatives of my predecessor is being sued for extortion, and we're trying to deal with that from a labor relations issue, but that's not the kind of face to my administration I'm looking for.
Have you found any evidence of criminality in the office that you've taken over?
I will tell you that we are going to have a forensic audit. I mean, of course you have audits, but forensic audit, you're looking for fraud, and I'm hopeful that we won't find any. But you know, some things that probably weren't fraudulent, but certainly are questionable. I'll just give you one example. When I took this job, they said, well, you're going to get a really nice car. I said, I am? And they said, yeah, you know, he had this, you know, this beautiful car over here. I said, that's a standard county issue car? And they said, no. And I said, well, who, did you buy it? And they said, no, we were trying to figure, I said, somebody has to have the title. And what we found is this particular car was titled to the mid, this drainage district I'm talking about.
Right.
And so it was bought without any authorization from the county, because the county would have never bought that. And it's a kind of, I mean, whatever. Again, people don't want to hear about all this stuff. But if anybody wants to buy this car, they can buy it.
It's for sale?
It's for sale.
It's for sale now.
It's a beautiful car, and it's all the money is going back into the drainage district to help pay us for the sinkhole.
Congresswoman, if you've missed any of the chaos in Washington, you've got plenty around here to keep you busy now.
Yes, it's a busy time, but I'm looking forward to it all.
I appreciate you coming
Happy
in.
New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well. We continue. We'll get you set for this year's North American International Auto Show with a focus on mobility. This is Flashpoint.